Devon, be ready November.
Hey folks, Greg Sharp, Inside Arm Wrestling, coming at you today with some really interesting stories and some things to think about in the world of arm wrestling, fitness, strength, and competitions. Folks, our first story of the day, we want to pose a question. We got a little bit of a poll, and I think the poll is indicative of where most people think this coming Saturday's World Series of Arm Wrestling, final two in the overall, left and right hand would be. And folks, I think the two names, after releasing a bit of a teaser in one of our earlier episodes, there's no doubt that Corey the Gorilla West is going to be an odds-on favorite to be in the overall finals on both the left and the right hand side. But in the same breath, there is a man that weighs close to 250 pounds lighter than Corey West. And that man, Vrez, is a phenom in the world of arm wrestling. He is a man that has made a career in arm wrestling, not only on the world stage, but certainly on the tournament stage, coming in on the lightest weight classes, entering every weight class, winning every weight class and the overall on both the left and the right hand side, which now begs to answer or to ask or pose the question: could the World Series come down on November 4th to Corey West versus Vrez to see who the overall champion for the World Series of Arm Wrestling national event would be? Folks, really, and it's interesting. We'd love to see your comments below, but there's such a dynamic difference in terms of size, strength, and in terms of overall frame strength. Certainly not in overall table strength, but certainly overall frame strength. Do you think, knowing a little bit about what the competition looks like, which is really stiff across the board for this coming weekend, do you think that Vrez has enough in his arsenal of table IQ and just incredible physical body strength to be able to take down the man they call the Gorilla from Arkansas, Corey West? And if, folks, do you think, which is another question to pose, the number one 209-pound left and right-handed puller is Brent Rockers? Do you think that Vrez versus Brent is the matchup or the key matchup for this tournament? It certainly could look that way. Brent Rockers, who won both the 209 left and right last year, was in the overall for the World Series of Arm Wrestling against Corey West. The way the baddest dude of the tournament, as World Series calls it, plays out, your two lowest weight classes have a best 2 out of 3. Your two highest weight classes have a best 2 out of 3. The winners come to the middle. And in talking about how that's structured, it allows for the two lower weight classes the ability to be in the final overall by matching up against each other versus the two highest, to be a more fair scenario in some cases for the lower weight classes to be successful. Brent Rockers is not coming in to the fourth with any other thought in his mind other than to be in the overall. And he is coming out of the 209 class and coming through the Utah 209 class with some really top national 209 arm wrestlers. He had very, very little problem, folks, if any, getting into the finals and the overalls. Do you think that Brent Rockers could upset Vrez and then go on to upset Corey? Does Vrez just go through Brent and go right through Corey? Or is Corey West just too good for anyone there, let alone Brent or Vrez? Folks, give us your comments down below. We want to hear what you think. Corey West overall, Vrez Zadrakian overall, Brent Rockers overall. Going to our next story, folks, we're going to head out to the East versus West Instagram page, where if we look back on October 19th, and we're catching up on some stories, we've got Denis Cyplenkov doing a fun video with some table time, giving a message out to Devin Lorette, and really kind of playing into the what I'm going to do to you, Devin, when I'm on the table. He's smiling, he's laughing. Obviously, Denis is not a very loud spoken, a very dynamic, showman by any means. He's a very soft and quiet spoken giant of a man. Even you watching the video, he grabs his opponent's shoulder, makes sure he's okay. They reach for the strap. But you know what, folks? Denis Cyplenkov has always done his talking on the table. And the one thing that you can't take away from Denis Cyplenkov is he holds the last win between these two men. And whether or not he went through some medical problems there for a while, has recovered and has come back, if you look at the annals of history, Denis Cyplenkov has the last victories, ran through a Devin Lorette left-handed with very, very little problems at all. Albeit the Devin Lorette that we see coming into this, opportunity is 100% different than the one we saw several years ago. Folks, if you look at what Denis looks like today, what he looked like back then, what Devin looks like today, what Devin looked like back then, certainly the structures have flip-flopped. Do you see Denis Cyplenkov being able to give Devin Lorette any kind of challenge on the table? Is Denis Cyplenkov the favorite? Is Denis Cyplenkov the underdog? Give us your thoughts in the comments below, folks. Do you see this match as a shutout for Devin Lorette? Do you see this going to I believe it's a best out of 6. Is it a 3-3 tie? Is it a 4-2? 5-1? Will Devin get the 4 and give Denis the ability to pull him in different angles, much like Denis tried to do for him back on the left-handed side? Will Devin just try to humiliate to show his dominance in the sports? Give us your thoughts below, folks. Who do you have? Do you have Denis or do you have Devin? Let us know. And in our final story, folks, it comes from our Facebook pages. We go out to LaRae Jenkins in Tennessee. LaRae has posted just a few days ago that he was going to have a huge women's event, the North American Women Tournament. He is going to have that, I believe it's May 17th and May 18th. He has posted that in that tournament, and he has some really big names on the women's side, which is amazing. Hats off to LaRae Jenkins. Never met the young man. Would love to say hi to him. Certainly someone who is willing to put the time into promoting. He has put together a 154 class for this North American Invitational that really, folks, is pretty impressive. As we go down the competitors list, you have Lean Borot, you have Elizabeth Ray Mosick, you have Michelle Dugan, the Scorpion, very, very well accomplished world arm wrestler. You have Sarah Ray, who's Sarah Ray Collins out of Texas, Daniel Evanson, Tara Mitz, Lyron Wilson, Sarah Latona out of Las Vegas, Nadia Wasinski, Ursula Askey, Annie Malinchik, and Alexandra Ozarova. Excuse me, Alexandra. 12 very accomplished, very strong women, all under 154 pounds in their respective weight classes. They will be competing, folks, and this is very impressive. 6 places out, 1,200, 500, 400, 300, 200, 100. The winner, $1,200. Second place, 5. Third place, 4. Fourth, fifth, and sixth, 3, 2, 1. Now, it is a $100 buy-in. So each of these women have to make a commitment to come to his tournament, to travel. That's going to be expensive. They're going to have some sort of hotel accommodations. Hopefully there's a sponsor for that. Maybe there's even a sponsor for the travel. It is a $100 buy-in. So with a lot of time between now and May, unfortunately, lives change. We'd love to be able to see this lineup. It's a super lineup to get started. But folks, it may be dynamic. Certainly, when you make a commitment in any kind of sports and you're looking at a timeline that's over 6 months away, we certainly do understand if this has some sort of variable of change. But make no mistakes about it, Lorraine Jenkins, outstanding job putting together 12 amazing pullers. Certainly, ranked up in the higher echelon of North American arm wrestling. Maybe we'd like to see a Sarah Latona in there. Certainly, she would bring a dynamic to that group of 12. But nonetheless, these 12 women, we're going to battle. And we hope that all 12 of them make it there healthy and ready to compete. And on the opposite side, he is building a 155 class. And let me tell you something. His 155 class right now definitely has 2 standouts to me that will make a big splash in that tournament. You've got Angie Rose. You've got Jolene Anderson. He has Jolene Anderson ranked as number 7. I'm not sure when Jolene and Angie may have pulled their last time, if they pulled at all. I could tell you Jolene Anderson is an extremely impressive, strong woman puller. Christina Stoll-Castro, Paige Williams, Martha Swick, Sarah Backman out of Florida, the number 1 ranked 155 and older puller in North America. You've got Sarah Wilson, the number 3 ranked. So between Sarah, Angie, and I still think that Jolene is ranked higher than number 7. Maybe the top 4 55 and older arm wrestlers in North America right now, rounded out by U.S. National Champion Brandy Stark, a terrific competitor out of Oceanside, California. Nancy Nations. They are missing a 10, 11, and 12 spot. But folks, if he's able, and I'm sure he is, plenty of time between now and May 17th for him to find 3 established 55-pound plus arm wrestlers. Once he puts that together, kudos to Larry. Will definitely be the premier women's invitational in the 2024 season from what we see right now. We only wish Larry the best of luck. I'm going to actually reach out to him personally over the next couple of weeks and just introduce myself and say hi. But I could tell you, he is definitely trying to do something very special for women in the world of arm wrestling. And folks, let's be realistic. There is not the amount of participation that you see from men in the women's side. So for him to dedicate that kind of prize money through sponsorship or on his own is just extremely impressive. Hats off to you, Larry. Folks, that does it for us. We'll have to edit out that cough, but that does it for us, folks. In 1 week, World Series of Arm Wrestling, San Diego, California. Anthony, don't edit out that cough. That just brought a level of personal touch to this video. November 4th, World Series of Arm Wrestling, San Diego, Harley-Davidson. Be there, folks. It is the premier tournament arm wrestling championship in North America. Be there, see the action, watch, enjoy, participate in years to come. This is Greg Sharp, Inside Arm Wrestling, signing off. Folks, if you like these stories and you want to see more, please hit the like button and subscribe to our page. Also hit the notification bell underneath the video so that way you're notified every time a new video comes out. And if you're on social media, specifically Instagram, Go to the World Series of Arm Wrestling Instagram page. Please follow it. We'll try to follow you back, but it'll keep you up to date with all of the news and events in the world of arm wrestling.